better than the liquor barn, or at least equal to it.
Exactly.
And huge amount of stuff you don't get in any other states.
Yeah.
I saw Heaven Hill products that are not sold outside Kentucky.
Yeah.
And dirt cheap. Well, I got a bottle of a 6-year bonded in bond 100 proof for $11.
That's not bad.
Man.
But it's amazing the prices of some of that stuff, how cheap it is.
Yeah.
It looks like John and myself have gone clean shaven, but you don't know how long that's going to last. Well, hello folks, we're doing an examination tonight. We might have some more people joining us. Tanya Mikowski said maybe. She's got a problem with
tonight.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought so. I hope so. We got Ballast Point Sculpin.
Now, which Sculpin is everybody drinking? The pineapple?
No, the regular one.
I got the pineapple Sculpin.
I happen to have the regular Sculpin and the grapefruit Sculpin.
Oh,
I've
had that. I have the regular. Well, I'm looking on their website. They say that it's 7% alcohol and it has 70 international bitterness units. So 770. That's very similar to John's favorite IPA, the Stone IPA.
So mine's also 7% for the grapefruit also. So
I know you're not a big fan of Stone. Well, tonight we have John from Indiana, and we have Carolina, Bill from Florida, and myself from Louisiana. Let me invite Jean-Pierre. John, if you get a chance, could you put this link on Beer Talk?
I don't know how to do all that. I won't lie to you.
Okay, fair enough.
I could barely get on myself.
I'll do it. That's okay.
You go up there and hit
right now.
You go up here and hit copy and paste or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to do all that. I'm pretty idiot.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, your area is not that area. I'm not an expert on any of that kind of stuff myself, but I can manage it. Okay. Okay, so William Kepley, you and I will have to look at that McCormick's. And if you look at that bottle of McCormick's carefully, it says the same weird thing. It says selected and distilled in Missouri, but it doesn't say, I mean, it says selected and bottled in Missouri, but it does not say distilled in Missouri. Suspicious, right?
It is. I saw one blended whiskey. It was 72.5% grain neutral spirits. So they sort of split it. It used to be 25, wasn't it? 75. Then it's 80-20. This one was 72.5.
I was looking at an old advertisement for one of those old brands, and it had that same ratio, 72.5. Okay, well, we're not doing liquor tonight. We're doing beer. And I was looking on the website. They did not give an ingredients list. They gave a tasting note, tasting notes. But here it is. Anybody here has never had Sculpin before?
Never.
Never had a bill?
Nope.
Now, the only reason I got the pineapple, because that's all I can find here in Indiana. So I couldn't find the original Sculpin.
That's a little weird. That's kind of strange, isn't it?
Maybe, but it sounds delicious.
Yeah, it is.
Why do you think that is, John?
I think they just sold out of it.
John, what's a sixer go for in your neck of the woods?
A sixer, the pineapple Sculpin, goes for $12.99.
Okay. Basically all the Ballast Point. Well, the Sculpin in particular here is $15 a 6-pack.
Yeah, I bought 2 bottles of pineapple Sculpin and give about 6.5 for, and I wish I just bought the whole 6-pack at the local Myers.
Yeah, right.
So
I think this single bottle was $1.99 at Mathern's, if I'm not mistaken.
God, I give over $3 for a bottle of it.
Total Wine is about $13.99 for a 6-pack.
Yeah. You know, they just put one of those down in Louisville, and I really like that. Total Wine.
Total Wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got 2 in Greensboro here and 1 in Winston-Salem. So I've got 3 within about 20 miles from here.
That's nice. Yeah.
So y'all notice how orange it looks?
Yeah. Big coppery.
Well, you've got, so yours is made with pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Pineapple. I've had the grapefruit, and I'm going to say this right now. When I did the grapefruit at in Brooklyn, New York, you know Michael Komaroff, he joins us sometime. He was doing a blind taste test with me, and he was saying this. I said, well, it's obviously an IPA, and it tastes really good. And he was saying, do you notice? And a giant space monkey was with us also, from Israel. And he was saying, do you notice something kind of unusual about it? I said, no. He said, you know, like a special ingredient? I said, no, to me, it just tastes like a really wonderful IPA. And he kept pressing me on it. So then at the end, he said, look, I said, oh, grapefruit Sculpin. I said, I never did detect the grapefruit. So I found it kind of odd, you know, but I did not.
Now, let me throw this out there, and I believe, doesn't Ballast Point, every beer they make has peppers in it?
I never heard that.
I think that's right. I think every beer they make has some sort of a pepper in it.
It does taste like it has pepper.
You might not be able to forego the pepper taste, but every beer that they make has a pepper in it.
Cheers.
No, I'm not foregoing it. I'm tasting it.
Yeah.
California. This was bought out by Constellation Brands.
Yeah.
Who owns a whole lot of wine and whiskey, wine and all kind of liquor brands. A lot of good wine from them. It's inexpensive, but it tastes good to me. And if it tastes good, I like it. You know, you like my shirt?
Yeah. That's your free shirt from your check, wasn't it?
Because the beer was spoiled. Remember that incident?
I've got a check. I've got a check sitting up here I've never cashed yet. So
asked me, would you rather have your money back or a t-shirt? I said, I'd rather have my money back. Send me a t-shirt and $11.
But see, I've got we go to Bourbon County Days every year, so I get, if you're the first so many people, you get like free posters and free stuff like this. So I've got all my posters framed and hung up, so, and all my tickets. So
wow,
so I've got my.
Y'all love going to those.
Yeah. So I've got my check with my posters. It's only like $15, but it's still it's kind of cool just to have it. So
yeah, I have a lot of collectibles. Too many probably. Well, Bill, you're the editor, I think. William, you've had it, right?
I've never had it.
Oh,
That's my first
okay.
one.
You can go first.
I'll defer to Tampa Bay. To Tampa.
Soon to be on this season's Hard Knocks, by the way, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So
yeah,
that might be kind of interesting. Anyway, back to the beer. What, orangey gold appearance? Yes. Nice head when I poured it, almost 2-finger head. It's dissipated now quite considerably, but that's understandable. Has that, you know, hoppy IPA smell, but I'm picking up like a hint of sweet in there in the aroma. So really interesting aroma, good looking product. So yeah, looks good. I bet it's going to taste good.
Yeah, William.
I've already tasted mine, but as far as the aroma, to me, it's very sort of grapefruit forward. The aroma and the taste follows as such. And I definitely picked up on the pepper notes. It was very interesting. And this is an IPA, you get the citrusy, piney / hoppy, and it has a nice malt background too. I think it's very well done, very balanced. For the first one I've drank, I've had limited experience with IPAs, but I like it, and I would definitely buy it again. I'd rather the price
I'm
point be a
picking
little lower, but it is good. I will say I like it.
I'm picking up. Let me see if I can talk about this aroma for a minute. Tangy, dank, sort of. Not dank. I'm gonna take that back. I didn't mean to say that word. I meant to say pungent. Kind of spiced white bread. And you're talking about. You see, John said pepper, so now that's got me thinking pepper. You see, not super bold in the aroma. Honestly, it's not bursting with. But I'm not smelling anything off-putting or bad. What about you, John Sharon?
Well, you know, I mean, the color is just perfect, I think. Kind of that orangey golden, kind of light mahogany looking color. I have imported 2-finger head. I mean, you can see here the lacing's still there. Carbonation's going. You know, I'm drinking the pineapple Sculpin, so you get that little bit of pineapple up front. Just a tremendous West Coast IPA style. You get a little bit of the peppery notes in the background. But overall, I mean, for aroma, I mean, I think this is the type of IPA that I really enjoy. I've had this several times, and I'll probably have it several more times, but I don't think you're going to beat this this Ballast Point Pineapple Sculpin.
I'm going to go with our viewers said, and I knew about the label change. That's all the time seems with them. We got Kyle, so Derek, fresh ours was. Mine's from January, but it's still pretty fresh. Eric, a Lions fan, said, what's up, fellas? And I said, hello, guys. And then Kyle says, total side note. If you guys didn't know, Miller High Life changed their label. I did notice that today. And carbs, that I had no clue about that. I never heard that. I didn't hear that.
I don't see the High Life labels.
Oh yeah, they look sharp. It's like old timey, you know. It's look like something from the 1930s, you know.
Well, didn't they change them here a while back too? Didn't they change them here?
Every 6 months. Yeah, all the time. Where did you hear about the peppers and every?
I think I read it online back a long time ago when this first all these beers first started coming out.
Huh. Frantic to find out. Hey, flavor of your regular Sculpin. Then you can throw in the grapefruit if you want to later.
Me?
Yeah. Bill.
Me. Yeah.
McIntyre.
This is delicious. It is atypical for this style in that you kind of get the sort of IPA kind of hoppy front, but it like smooths out at the end, and there's this fruit or sweet component in it that I'm picking up that I find super delicious. This is solid.
How about you? Just your overall tasting notes.
To me, the aftertaste leaves a peppery note to me, sort of along with the bitterness from the hopping. But and then I think some of that sweetness Bill referred to it has a nice malt background.
That might be, William. That might be what I'm picking up. But
I think it might be that combined with some of the citrus notes in it. But it is, you know, it has some layers of complexity. You know, it's not, you know, and I find it interesting to drink, and I enjoy it. And I have limited experience with this style. I can't attest to where it's like world class or anything like that. But you know, I enjoy it for someone who drinks a lot of adjunct lagers. To me, this is a nice step up from that, and a different style of beer too, which I enjoy.
Nice to branch out sometimes, huh?
Sure it is. To me, that's part of the fun of it. Even if I get a beer that's terrible or I haven't had it, but just to be able to try something different is nice.
I'll give you a quick rundown of what I'm getting on mine. Oh, well, look at Bill. Bill's going after that grapefruit Sculpin. I'm getting I swear, now John's got this in my head. I never would have said it. But I'm getting a spicy pepper note, almost like rye. Do you think they could put rye in it? I don't know. I'm picking up rye. I'm picking up rye bread, white bread, sweetness. I think on the Cyclops scale is probably going to be 3 or 4 out of 5 sugar cubes, and it's going to be 5 out of 5 hop cones, no doubt. The body's medium. It's a little bit slick, and it's mostly dry finish. And it's really enjoyable. Torpedo over it, and then people say, oh, not that again. He's always talking about Sierra Nevada Torpedo like a broken record. Oh, well, I just like it. Okay, I'm not going to apologize for that. I see nothing wrong with this IPA. It is a little unusual in some ways. It's a little unusual, but it's not bad in any way. And the bitterness is starting to set in a little bit. How about you, John? Sharon, your pineapple Sculpin.
You give it a 5 out of 5 on the hop scale. I wouldn't go that far because I would probably go with the Sierra Nevada that you're talking about on a 5 out of 5. I don't think it's got the hop cones that this has. But I definitely get, because I'm drinking the pineapple Sculpin. You definitely get the pineapple up front. Definitely the solid IPA West Coast style that you get out of this. You're getting your pine notes, your citrus notes. But yeah, I mean, to me, if I'm going to drink an IPA, which I drink a lot of the East Coast IPAs or Upper East Coast IPAs, but I mean, I think for an IPA, this is a phenomenal IPA, and I'd put it up there against any of them. But yeah, I mean, overall, for taste, appearance, this is a solid one all day long. So
price is not too bad.
I mean, it's not up there with Treehouse Tree and a lot of these other places, but you're looking at 2 different types of IPAs. So, but to me, this is a solid IPA, and I see no problem with it.
Do you ever get any India Pale Ales that you find are overpriced?
I think most beers are overpriced. I think these are overpriced.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's a can of worms. Hey, well,
when you go to one place, you spend $6.45. Then you go to your local Myers, and the whole 12-pack's like $12. I mean, you gotta start weighing your highs and lows on what's a better value.
Yeah, I've been bringing in. You might have noticed. I don't know if anybody noticed the last few months. I brought in a term I made up called international enjoyment units. Well, the beer might be such and such on IBUs and alcohol, but let's look at the international enjoyment units. Like the overall enjoyment experience of it sometimes might be higher than the actual reputation of the beer or how fantastic it's supposed to be and all that. I think the IEUs on this beer are pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Not super high, but pretty high. I drank a beer last night, extremely high IEUs. And it was a 24-ounce can, and I was really digging it. Now, of course, that beer is nowhere near this on international bitterness units. It surpasses this on alcohol, but it's extremely low relative to the price. I mean, what I drank last night is so low in price compared to this. So it's just how you want to balance it and make trade-offs. The whole concept of trade-offs when it comes to beer and liquor and wine.
In most items, commercial products, so there comes the point of what they call diminished returns.
Absolutely, man.
And each person has determined the value they're getting with that product. Is it worth what you're actually paying for? I know I have some background in hi-fi equipment. They say it's pretty easy to get about 85% there as far as high fidelity. Many people will chase that 5 or 10 or 15% and spend an extraordinary amount of money. So it depends on, what's comfortable for you about your price point. But there is a diminished returns in almost every product commercially.
I mean, and he makes a good point. I mean, I've paid a lot of money for beer. and I've paid almost nothing for a beer. And sometimes lesser is better.
Amen.
You know
Amen.
what I mean?
Heck yeah. I paid a lot of money for a beer this past weekend that is touted to be like one of the best in the world, like 100 out of 100 on rate beer and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, if you guys lived any closer to me, I'd give the rest of them that I bought away to you.
Yeah.
You were very disappointed, eh?
Very, very disappointed. Like this one, I'm like pleasantly surprised. Okay, I'm not an IPA guy. That style isn't me. I don't like the hoppy, piney front end of it. But this is super interesting to me. I like the aftertaste and not the sweetness that comes through. I still for me, I've never gone to this beer or bought this beer because it's too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
At $15 a 6-pack, that's out of my range. Okay, yeah. But this is a super tasty product. It's a good beer, and I mean I paid a lot more money for the beer that I bought this weekend, and would love to give that away. So
yeah.
Well, the final question is, would you buy this again? I would buy it again for special drinking occasions like tonight doing an examination. So yeah, I would buy it again. But it's not an everyday drinker, but then everybody knows what my everyday drinkers are anyway. That's no mystery to anybody that watches my channel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But again, depending on the situation, I wouldn't turn it down. I have a chance. I might be going to do something interesting this weekend with some beer. I had a chance this past weekend, but I couldn't make it. Version of a beer. But anyway, that's off the subject. So, would you buy it again if you could find it?
Who?
John Sharon.
Yeah.
Would you buy it if you could find it? Would you buy it again?
Yeah, I could. This is pretty common right here. Yeah, I'd buy it again. Just, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be one of those I jump out there and buy for any special occasion. I would buy it for a review. But you know, I mean, I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't know if anybody. I reviewed the Kirkland Signature IPA the other day, and I got some more coming up. I just need to upload them. But I'm gonna tell you what, if I was for the price point of $29.99 for the case that I give for 4 different beers from Costco, or for paying $6 and almost 50 cents for 2 of these pineapple Sculpin IPAs, I would definitely prefer the Kirkland Signature IPA. I actually drank a few of them with a couple big hopheads the other night, and they was really surprised. I drank one of those and the brown, and they was really surprised because they said if you would hide the label on these, that they would have never known these was a Costco brand beer. So, but yeah, I mean, I would prefer the Costco IPA over this, just for the price point, and it's just as good, if not better, for a regular Sculpin or their IPA. So,
what about Trouble Brewing?
Yeah, they put Trouble Brewing, bam, way down. So.
I have to try that Costco, but I'm not a member of Costco, and I don't have to pay money to save money. You know what I mean?
Diminished returns. You may not save
Yeah,
as much as what you paid.
I don't want to pay $50 to save money.
Yeah, that might be a diminished investment.
But you know, you pay $50, you can get beers like this for $20. I mean, over a year's time, you know, if you do a lot of heavy shopping like we do, I mean, buy in bulk or something, I mean, your returns.
It's worth it, but I just don't do enough heavy shopping. I would be in the negatives on that.
Yeah. So, but we buy a lot of bourbon and a lot of beers from there. So, because if you really look at their bourbons or Kentucky bourbons, anyways, that get high reviews, so it's not that big a deal. So,
yeah, I would have to buy, and I'm not putting down people that go to Costco now. I'm saying for me personally, in my case, it would not be a benefit.
Yeah.
If I bought in a pretty large volume, situation, yeah, I do it. Like my father and my stepmother, they are a member of Sam's Club. Well, they buy a lot of stuff, so it benefits them, you know. But in my case, it would just be throwing away $50, honestly. But okay, so John would buy it again. I would buy it again. Would y'all buy? Would you two guys buy it again?
What do you think, William?
This wouldn't be in my regular rotation of beers, but I could see an occasional getting a 6-pack, putting it in the back of the refrigerator, maybe drinking one a week. I think it's that good that I might make a concession for the price of it. But like I say, it wouldn't be a regular drinking experience, but I could see having them, you know, like for certain occasions.
I'm with you on that. As I said, this is out of my price range at $15 a 6. But I'm certainly going to look at it differently now that I've had a sample of the product, because I know it's good. And as a footnote, the grapefruit, the regular Sculpin, I prefer the regular Sculpin over the grapefruit, simply because the grapefruit kind of doubles down on that pininess that I'm not a fan of in this style. And I don't get that in the regular Sculpin, so I would prefer the regular Sculpin, but and I would buy it again if I found, you know, $50 in a pair of pants out of the dryer or something like that.
John and Neil says, good evening, gentlemen. You guys are great. Keep up the amazing videos. I think Ballast Point Sculpin IPA is a good beer within the style, but I do think it is overpriced. I think John had mentioned joining us on these examinations in the future. Well, John, you could do that if you want. If you want to do it, and you don't feel too shy, you could join us. I think a lot of people would join, but they may be a little shy to do it.
There's no reason to be shy. We're pretty upfront and honest about beer, so
laid back.
And you know, sometimes we go and we defriend each other, but we friend each other right back. So.
Oh, and then sometimes we don't. Hey, but
Yeah.
murmur. But
you know, I mean, overall, I mean, I've drank a lot of Ballast Point. I can honestly say it's one of those beers that I've really never had a bad one of. They're a little pricey for the point, but you know, overall, I mean, I don't think you can honestly say that you've never had a bad beer from these people.
no, how do you think they match up against Bell's?
I would take Ballast Point against Bell's any day.
Yeah. How about Founders? Founders can rival, maybe pass them up, huh?
Founders KBS this year is phenomenal. So, yeah, I'd take Founders over.
Mathern's had that dang KBS on the shelf for 2 weeks. It just trickled out. You thought people would rush at the store to get it? Nope. I bought my bottle, though. I paid my $5.99, which to me is entirely too high.
I give a lot more than that for it. But I've bought we was actually up in Seymour the other day looking for some beer, and I found it, and Lori turned around and had a look. She goes, God, they got KBS Bombers here. We need some.
Oh, boy.
God. So, yeah, so we bought Bombers at KBS, too, while we was up there.
What, John, what did you give for a Bomber? How much are the Bombers?
Bomber was $16.
Woo.
That beer, if I pay that kind of money, that thing better make coffee for me in the morning.
It better not bomb when I taste it.
Hey, no, I paid $5.99 for one 12-ounce bottle. It better be 100, or I'm gonna get mad.
I'm gonna tell you what. If anytime you want to go up, anytime you want to do an examination to KBS, let me know and I'll do it with you.
I have one bottle, sadly.
I've got.
I could have
How many bottles KBS we've got here? So
put it on there. Hey, I did the breakfast stout from Founders. What is that? I did Founders breakfast stout the other day. Coming from have
you ever had the CBS?
Y'all can hear me.
Have you ever had the Canadian breakfast stout?
What?
You You ever had the CBS from Founders? I think we are done with this, aren't we? Anybody hear me?
I can hear you, John.
I hear you all right. Well, it looks like our audio is breaking down, but